Hey guys, it's Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel. So today we have a ship with me video. We have $570 in sales to ship out today, a total of 13 items, and my cost of goods for all 13 items was right around $30. So $30 cost of goods, $500 in sales. So that's so exciting to me. That means that I am doing something right. We did have a couple higher price sales, mostly because we are moving into fall and winter time, and you do see, or I usually see, my average sale price go up because items like large jackets or higher end brands, cardigans, lots of tweeds, just more substantial items, jackets, they do have a higher average sale price than summer pieces like shorts, tank tops, that kind of thing. So my average sale price came out to $44, which I'm ecstatic about when you consider my average cost of goods is around $2. So let's go ahead and get into it. Our first piece was very exciting. This is a Chanel cardigan. This is absolutely insane, so gorgeous. I was actually given this by a friend at the bins. I am so grateful. It is missing all of its Chanel buttons. All of its buttons have been taken off, but you really, just because I think it's like a navy color, you know, it's very dark and you really can't see the missing buttons. It just looks like an open front cardigan when it's worn. And I mean, it's just the quality and the knit is just absolutely insane on this. It's like a cable knit with a metallic weave throughout, and it's just so luxurious and nice. Okay, you guys were giving me tips on how to fold to fit items in my poly mailers better. So I'm gonna try to take y'all's advice. Some people were giving conflicting advice, so I was seeing a couple people saying to fold like jeans in thirds, which would make them a little bit taller, but other people were saying to not make the piece so tall. I'm just gonna kind of do my best. Okay, so I just featured this cardigan in a haul video. It sold same day of being listed, and someone asked me in the comments how I knew that it was authentic, and I answered her by saying that basically just the overall feel of the cardigan, how high quality it is. Also, it was not missing any of its inside tag, so it still had the brand tag, still had the material tag, and I could check everything out, make sure it looked legitimate. Also, all of the seams, the stitching was like immaculate. And also, I would say purses and accessories are more likely to be faked than clothing, unless it's just like a really obvious like fake Chanel t-shirt kind of thing. I don't think that, you know, these really like nicer knit cardigans are being faked as much as the purses and stuff. But if I had absolutely any hesitation about the authenticity of this cardigan, I would have used real authentication to authenticate it. And I do have a link for that in the description if you guys are needing anything authenticated. But yeah, I, without a shadow of a doubt, knew that this was authentic. It's a gorgeous piece. I'm so excited for it to get some wear this fall and winter time. I listed this for $175. If it were not missing its buttons, I would have listed for a lot higher, probably like 500 or so, maybe more than that. And I was immediately offered $150, which I did go ahead and accept, making my earnings $120. I probably paid around $5 for this. It does have some weight to it. And so my profit on this one cardigan was $115. I did pick this up from the Goodwill outlet. So excited about that. I'm gonna put this in a separate stack of pieces that I want to get a receipt for. I cannot have that go missing. Thank you very much. Okay, next up we have another very fast sale. This sold same day or next day of being listed. The brand is Vici, V-I-C-I. I honestly was not surprised about this selling quickly at all, just because it is so trendy. and the seasonality is perfect. It's a shacket. I know we will be seeing a lot of shackets once again this fall and winter time. I do add keywords into my shacket listings like transitional weather, layering, and just try to give the buyer an idea of, you know, how nice this piece is for transitional weather. It's a very practical piece. Not only that, but it is adorable. I love this coral color. Okay, so I have not received my Ground Advantage boxes yet. I'm not really sweating it though. We do have quite a lot of Amazon boxes and just boxes that we keep around. We reuse all of our boxes in this household, so I am good to go for a while. I don't think I can put, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. Can I? I'm still trying to calibrate on what will go into what polymailer. So I had this shacket listed at 30 and someone immediately offered me 20, which I did counter to 25 because I knew that I could get 25 for this. I was seeing some comps for this exact shacket from this brand for higher. And so yeah, I did counter her $20 offer at 25, and then she countered me back to 20, which I went ahead and declined because 25 was my lowest. And after I declined, she came back with a $25 offer. So I accepted that, making my earnings 20 and my profit around 18 on the shacket. You guys were saying that I should add tape to my polymailers. I mean, this feels really secure to me, but maybe I will add tape on my Chanel one. But yeah, I mean, this is glued shut. And this plastic is actually like pretty thick, and it's waterproof, so that's nice. Okay, next we have a Ralph Lauren golf jacket. This is really cute. It's very nice. This is a very practical piece. It's water repellent. It's also very flattering. You can cinch the waistband and cinch the collar for a more tailored look if you'd like that. Nice neutral color, reputable brand, Ralph Lauren, can't go wrong. And yeah, this also sold within 1 or 2 days of being listed. It has a really cute like ruched detail at the collar. So yeah, happy to see this sell quickly. I had this listed at 40 and was immediately offered 30. Let me close this. Need to close that blind there, not let any sun in. It is so hot here today. Okay, so I had this listed at 40 and I was immediately offered 30, which I did accept. That was right. 30 was what I was wanting for this jacket. So my earnings came out to 24 and my profit was 22 on this piece. So very happy with that. This was also a bins grab. And yeah, I am so excited to get back to the bins and start really honing in on fall and winter pieces. This is my absolute favorite time of the year to thrift because I love selling sweaters and jackets. I just think they're so fun. Like, you know, vintage knits, cool sweaters, graphic sweaters, cool jackets. And obviously they do have a higher average sale price, which I was mentioning earlier. I feel like I work harder, I work smarter and not harder in the fall and winter time because I'm generally listing less items, but they're selling for more. Okay, moving along. We have a pair of jeans. That is another category that I would say really picks up in the fall and winter time is denim, especially darker denim and full length jeans. These are Not Your Daughter's jeans in a size 16. I mentioned in the haul video that I don't always pick up this brand. However, these specific jeans had so much going for them, I did want to get them at the bins. They're plus size 16. They're the wide cuff ankle, so a cute cut. They have embroidery details, look brand new. They're a classic darker wash, and the seasonality is good. So, okay, let's see. Oh, that looks pretty good. That's a good fold right there. I think that'll go into our smaller poly mailer. And I do have a trip on the calendar for Austin. My mom and I are gonna head to Austin, do some sourcing at the bins. I'm so excited. We're actually going to a concert as well. The Red Clay Strays, who I really like. They sing that really popular song. Oh my gosh, what is it? Wondering Why. That's like their most popular song, but I do like a lot of their other songs as well. So yeah, we're gonna go see them, do a bunch of bin shopping. I think it will be so fun, and I'm hoping we can get a ton of inventory. Austin is so much cheaper, their bins pricing, than Houston. It's like over, and they also don't make you find 50 pounds to get the biggest discounted rate. You only have to find 25 pounds. And then I think it's like $1.50-ish per pound, whereas here in Houston, I think it drops down to like $2 per pound if you can find 50 plus, but in Austin it's like 25 pounds and $1.50-ish. I could be wrong on that, but it's just so much cheaper either way. Okay, so these Not Your Daughter jeans, I listed for $35. I was offered $30, which I accepted. My earnings were $24 and my profit was $22. Moving on, we have another pair of pants. These are more of a pull-on jogger legging type situation. They're by the brand XCVI, which I do like to get this brand. It's kind of like a lag and look artsy type of brand, and these are a 1X, so I do like to stick to larger sizes. I think this ruched, it has ruching, doesn't it? Yeah, ruching at the bottom hem. I think this is like a popular style within the brand, but I also do really like just anything, like I was saying, lag and look, beachy, artsy, in larger sizes, I will for sure get from this brand. They also have a line called Wearables, which also sells well, and people do search it out. So these leggings did have a small stitching issue at the very front. I think like on the crotch it had like one stitch out of place. It was just kind of like pulled away from the stitching pattern. And because of that, I did list them lower at 20. If it didn't have that flaw, I probably would have listed these closer to 30 or 32, but I listed at 20, received a $15 offer, and I just accepted that, making my earnings 12 and my profit around 10. So these were not the best buy, but it's fine. Everything adds up. And once again, my average sale price was still $44, even with some of these lower sales. So, all right, our next piece to ship out might be a little bit of a challenge because it is a large camel hair trench coat. So, but I do have a couple boxes here that I can work with if I need to, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get this into the poly mailer, but maybe I'll try. I surprised myself last time with getting a 4-item bundle into my larger poly mailer, so we'll see. This is by the brand Marvin Richards, and it is a 100% camel hair double-breasted coat. This is gorgeous, no flaws. I found this at the Family Thrift Center outlet on the new inventory day, so it was $2.50. I would say maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. I did list this going into summertime, or it was either going into summer or like during summer. So I do think that is why it sat for a little bit, because it did have quite a bit of interest. And yeah, with it being 100% camel hair, I mean, this is just so high quality. This, it's giving Aritzia. I mean, this would be like, I don't even know, hundreds at popular brands like Aritzia, Zara, being camel hair. Okay, yeah, I can already tell. Well, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Let me get some paper on it. I'm still a little awkward with this shipping, but I have already gotten my Ship With Me video up where I talk about my thoughts on the USPS ground advantage switchover, and I wasn't really seeing anyone heavily critiquing my new shipping method, so that was exciting. That usually means I'm doing things pretty well. So this coat I listed for, I want to say I listed it for higher and then I dropped the price down. Either way, it was listed at $125 and someone liked the listing. So my PosherVA sent them out a $121 offer with discount ship. That was accepted, making my earnings $95.30. I paid $250 for this. And so my profit was $93 on this coat, which I'm ecstatic about. I hope she loves it. It's a gorgeous piece. I think this was definitely a win-win for both me and buyer. And I'm so glad that this will be getting some wear this fall and winter time. Okay. This is not looking promising. But like I said, I do have so many boxes I can put this in. Let me see. Okay, our first option is this guy. What do we think? It's not looking good. But like I said, I do have other boxes over there, so I will try them after this video, after I'm done filming. So I'll just put this label in there with that so that I don't forget to put that in a different box. Okay, moving on, we have a pair of pants. These were also from the bins. I grabbed these maybe like a month or 2 ago, pretty recently. Again, listed in the dead of summertime, and they are 100% wool pants. The brand is Craya Concept, size 42, made in Turkey. I had never heard of this brand when I found them, but I could just immediately tell that they were something I should get. I did not look up comps. The fact that they were 100% wool, made in Turkey, and just this really cool artsy lag and look cut, I knew that these were worth something. And comps were kind of all over the place. I was seeing some sell for around 100, some sell for around 40, 50. And so I just listed mine at 95 and figured I would take offers. It seems to be kind of an obscure brand. Like you have to be looking or searching out for this brand. So yeah, I listed at 95 and I was offered 40. My target price for these was around 50 just because they are so high quality. So I did counter back at 45 and she just went silent. So I matched her first offer at 40 and she accepted that, which I'm happy with. My earnings were 32 and my profit was still $30 on these pants because I did get them at the bins. So, I mean, a $30 profit for one item. I've said it so many times before, but I don't really try to squeeze every dollar out of every purchase that I make. I just like to keep things moving, and if it's a really good profit in my mind, that's good enough for me. Maybe if, you know, this were like a part-time thing for me and I had other income coming in, but you know, I like to meet certain numbers and like to keep things moving. So happy to get those sold. And yeah, this poly mailer, the adhesive also feels very strong on the smaller one. Okay, now we have a 3-item bundle. I listed all 3 of these together in one listing. They are all J. Crew cuts, little skort, athletic skort, linen, pair of striped shorts, ruffle, hem, pull on elastic shorts, adorable. And these probably retailed, I would guess, like, I mean, probably $30 to $45 each. I listed them all together for $45, and just the other day I sent out a $25 offer on the listing of these 3 because I wanted to move them out while we still have a little bit of warmer weather. We're at the tail end of summertime. It's still very hot here in Houston. Let's see where these are going. Yeah, these are going to Sugarland. So they're in Texas also. So definitely still a little bit of time to wear these, but I did want to move these out before we are officially into fall time and they sit for multiple seasons before next summer. So yeah, I sent out a $25 offer with discounted shipping, but I think this person missed the offer. They didn't see it. And so they ended up sending me a $23 offer, which I accepted. My earnings came out to $18.40. I probably paid about maybe $4 or $5 for all 3 of these. And so my profit was around $13.40 on these 3 girls' shorts and skirts. So yeah, if it's a slower day at the bins, I am not above going around to the older bins and trying to find smaller pieces like children's clothing, scarves, kimonos that I can list quickly and make a small profit on. That kind of keeps me productive while I'm at the bins waiting on new bins to roll out to look through, and they don't bog me down because I can just take an hour and photo lots of smaller accessories. I flat lay a lot of my kids' items and I just throw scarves and kimonos on my mannequin, and I usually don't measure, and so you know that makes the process speedy as well. Okay, next up we have an accessory. This is a purse strap from Madewell. I actually ordered this off the Madewell website for myself for a crossbody bag, but I never ended up using it, so I just decided to list it. I think I've had this for like a year now, but I never reached for it. I actually don't really use crossbody bags anymore. I go for more of like a shoulder bag or my Lululemon fanny pack kind of thing, or my work bag. So yeah, I just listed this for $30 and it ended up selling for full price, so that was super exciting. My earnings were $24 and I did purchase this on sale. I want to say I spent like $27 on it ish. So yeah, I made back almost all of what I paid for it, which is such a perk of being a reseller. It is sold out on the website, so that probably helped me out by keeping it for a year because you know, if you wanted to buy it, you had to turn to the secondhand market kind of thing. Okay, now we have a 3-item bundle. We need to move kind of quickly here. First off is this Tory Burch tweed boxy jacket wool blend. This is really pretty. It is an older piece from Tory Burch, but I did still want to get this because I found it at the bin, so my cost of goods were pretty low, somewhere around $3. It's a really nice classic tweed material. Workwear and career wear sells especially well for me because, you know, it is a necessary category of clothing. People have to have clothing to wear to work. And Tory Burch obviously is an in-demand brand. This did sit for me though, I'd say for about a year. A lot of Tory Burch items sit for me, even the more modern pieces. I would still get it though, if I found it at the bins. I don't think I would pay $10 for this at regular Goodwill, just because it is a little bit of an older piece, and like I was saying, Tory Burch does sit for me. Okay, next up we have a Madewell striped colorful sweater. This is such a bread and butter piece for me going into fall and winter time. This one is from fall of 2019, so even the older pieces in this exact material content, polyamide, merino wool, alpaca, and elastane blend, I will still get, because people do search this material out. It's called the coziest yarn, I want to say. People do search out this material in Madewell and J. Crew sweaters. Even if it's older, if it's still in excellent condition, I will get the piece. And lastly is this Anthropologie textured cowl top that I just listed. So this sold within just a couple days of being listed. I saw a fuzz. Oh, there it is. This sold within like 1 or 2 days of being listed. The sweater sat for a while, maybe like 4 to 6 months. But once again, I did list that either going into summer or during summer. So for the 3 of these items, the Tory Burch jacket, Madewell sweater, and Anthropologie blouse, the bundle price came out to $93. I was offered $79, which I did accept, making my earnings $63.20. My cost of goods were around $6 for all 3 pieces, and so my profit was $57 on this bundle, which I am happy with. Okay, let me check the time. Grab my poly mailer. Wow, I'm crushing it here. Oh, I forgot I do still have to rehome or rebox that jacket, but that's okay. Get this on. And then we're gonna have to fly through packaging our last sale. I mean, that feels very secure to me. I mean, I guess I can add another piece of tape. I just don't want to make it too hard for the buyer to be able to open, but I think that's fine. Okay, and lastly, to package up today, we have this Anthropologie Maeve dress. This is very, very cute. I picked this up at the Family Thrift Center outlet maybe like 3 or 4 months ago for around $2. It does have a couple runs in the material, which I obviously did note, but I still wanted to get it because it's really cute and I knew it would sell for somewhere around $25, even with the flaws. So I listed it at $30. Someone liked the listing, and my PosherVA sent them out a $27 offer with discount ship. That was accepted, making my earnings $20.10, and my profit around $18 on this dress. Alrighty, so that's all that we have to ship out today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy, please feel free to leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, y'all.